Good afternoon, everyone. Tuesday, 28th of April, 4 p.m. movement snack. British summertime. Perhaps. I've been a little bit premature on my live. Oh, no, it's okay. Someone's come in. If this is the movement snack you're after, please stay. We will continue with the snack in about 4.5 minutes. Or if you're watching afterwards, you have the luxury of being able to just scroll me out, move on 4 minutes to get going. But for now, there's people arriving. I need to be the hostess with the mostess. Hello, Gospel. Who else? I'm the hostess with the mostest and the worstest hair. Hello, London. London is in. Calgary, D, I've got your limerick here. We're going to read it live because it's so good. We'll just wait till everyone's in, D, and then we'll big up the moment for the Calgary limerick. Got it here. Loved it, by the way. Thank you so much. It was the first thing I read this morning, D. Anyway, we'll just park that there as a little teaser for the Calgary limerick. But for now, come on everyone in. Quick, come in from the rain. Wipe your feet. Hello Dawn, Scotland's in. Northumberland's in. Bob, it's rainy, so get them to wipe their feet before they come in, please. Designated doorman. Hello Edinburgh. Ready to sway. Kent is ready to sway. We gonna sway some. Sway and stretch. And you only all come back for the 4 p.m. for my 4 p.m. calm voice. Not. Hello George. Good afternoon. It's not raining in Edinburgh. You won't need to park your umbrella before you come in then, Jane. Hello, Maddie. Sunny now after rain in Penzance. Somerset is in, and husband's gone for a ride on the bike, Diana, I think. Pars Manchester is in. Hello, Lee. Shrewsbury's ready to be calmed. Calm down, calm down. Don't jump ahead, Shrewsbury. Bigging up the part. Bob, are you telling me the sun's still out there? Blimey. Anyway, quickly, let's reports, please. Any crowbarring reports? So today you've had some walking activities from the Hall of Fame in Havant. There's a joke there, but it's not really a joke if I have to explain it. So for now, it's just the Hall of Fame in Havant. There's some of those you could have crowbarred in. And I left you with some heel and toe combos, the twin partnership of heels and toes. Any of that at all to report? Or is it just baking, cooking and gardening? All the Elliots are in. George has been watering the garden. Okay. All valuable activity minutes. Every movement minute counts. That's why we are here. I think Sheila Day, you have the prize for the most family members on a snack at any one time. Sister Carol, husband Brian, and yourself. Fran's ready to go. Should we do a 3, 2, 1? Oh, let's do the limerick. We'll do the limerick from Calgary and then we'll do it. Ready? Thank you, D, from our international movement snacker. A Calgarian doing a bend with Bex, who's becoming a friend. Through her movement snack, oops, stretch, shoulder back, she's becoming quite of a trend. Funny. Okay, that's it. Trendsetter and fashion icon of make movement your mission snacks. Let's hope the snacks become a trend. Hello, Alison from Todwick. Good afternoon, Bolton. Bristol's in. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, my name is Bex Townley. Welcome to the third 10-minute movement snack, which brings us to 30 minutes of additional movement in the bag today. This is over and above any other activities, any other physical activity or movement you're doing. It's to crowbar in more stuff, to give you some seeds of thought, to think more about how we move so that you can influence and deploy these movements into all your activities. We're going to have a calming, three-dimensional, coordinated sway and weight transfer, plus some stretch. Let's go. So, two posture positions we can do these in stand or sit. Pick your position, have a look at the movement, and then decide what is the best posture position for you. In stand, external support. This takes away any balance concerns, allows you to stand and move more freely. Perhaps if external support is going to support that level of confidence, please use it. That's why we park up at the support. Let's start the circulation boost in sit or stand. Don't wait for me, I'll do the prompts here in a moment. We start the march, we start the walk, and then take through the posture checks. Lengthen through the middle, from the centre, lift and open. Be more upright, active but relaxed upright than you usually are. Sideways on, here we are, upright position, and then consider feet, ankles and toes. So I'm looking to slow this down, keep the rhythmical nature of this movement, but have a think, have a glance down if you need to. Are you making the most of the ankle, feet and toes on that? Bringing in steady arm movement when you're ready, alternating 1 or 2. Bend at the elbow, we're moving from the shoulder, trying to get a little bit more backward press out of that. Keep going if that's your standing option. In sit, hip walk forward, bring the feet with you. Lengthen up, exactly the same prompts as stand, then exactly the same in the upper limb. 1 or 2, or might help with coordination. That can help you guide the elbow back, especially if you're in an armchair. If it's an option, here is the seated march. Exactly the same prompts as stand, looking to find ankle, feet and toes and get the ankle, feet and toes to generate this movement for you. If you're feeling a bit flat-footed, that's okay. If that's the start point, that's the start point. But have a glance down and really try to find your feet, ankles, feet and toes. Bring it all together with a rhythmical, steady march. Now this is just a circulation boost if you've been sat for a while this afternoon, or it may be a calming, kind of pulse lowering moment just to consider how you stand. Just take a deep breath after that circulation boost. Shouldn't be breathless, shouldn't be out of breath, shouldn't be tired. It's just really to set the scene now for these mindful, coordinated movements. And just for a few seconds, can I invite you to just stand tall or sit tall in an active, optimum position, and just be mindful, are you a little bit taller than you usually are? Weight is even across the feet, and if you're in seated position, weight is even across the buttocks. We're lifted out of here so we're not squashed or squeezed. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Open the chest and just have a few seconds just to pause and get ready for the next bit. And we're going to take some weight transfer, some swaying activities. And we're going to do that on a parallel foot today. So side by side with the feet, parking up at support if you need. It's a very subtle, very small shift from side to side. It's very small. Little shift. So I'm keeping both weight in contact with the floor. Both feet in contact with the floor. And I'm just shifting, keeping lifted, shift and shift. And it's slow, slow. And I'm only shifting still within the base of my support. Okay, that's the stand. Keep the support here if you want to. This wheel may challenge your balance to a lesser or greater degree because we're changing the weight. We're shifting weight from one leg to the other. And this, of course, is how we walk. When we walk, we transfer from one leg to the other. In sit, I want you to feel, please. Think about your sit bones. Think about an even sit. And then we're just going to shift. It's a bit more like a hitch. We're going to hitch up one and hitch up the other. So it's a little weight shift, but you're going to bring in a little hitch today. So we have got a little lift, just a little lift of the buttocks here. Shift, shift. And this movement, of course, is the first part of our hip walk. Okay, so just pick that, but it's really small. It's really small. So this is seated, and this is stand. Okay, two options on the arms. You have the arms that come up and down, one at a time, if you want to, just to build on that, slow, slow, slow. Bringing in the wrists, bringing in the wrists. Everything is under shoulder height, we're keeping the lift. And once you're happy with the arms, we just bring in that little bit of weight shift there. I'm not going to tell you how to breathe, just breathe. Find your own breath with this, just calm it right down. The slower the better, slow as you like, slow as you like. Small movements and everything is just moving together. Seated is the same. Seated it's the same, little shift, little shift. Enjoy the silence. Okay, pause, take up some support. Have a little bit of shoulder roll, have a bit of this. Let's do another one. Let's do our the rolling arms. And for this one, we're going to change the position now. Feet slightly off split into split stance. Knees follow toes. Now the weight shift is not side to side. It's forwards and back. And again, slow as you like, small as you like. Little shift. The word is glide, apparently. We're gliding, everyone. And we're staying lifted, lifted, lifted. And as and when you're ready, we can bring in this circular movement. Alternating arms or just one arm when you're ready. Bring in for two. Here. And same into sit now. So we change the feet slightly. And we have this little bit of a shift forward. So we take this straight back position and bring in the rolling arms. So we want the weight transfer and the arms. There's one more thing to add to this, if you would like. It's going to challenge your balance, so you might want to try it in seated. Or you might just want to do it with one arm. We're going to add our head turns from our morning mobility routine. So now I have the weight transfer front to back. The arm movement here, or you can stick with up and down. And I'm going to invite you to add slow head turn for the morning routine. Take a pause. Take a pause, take a pause. Now, just to explain why the relevance of that, the weight transfer, the arm movement and the head movement, lots of things happening at once, lots of the body moving in lots of different directions, plus that head turn, which is very much all the things that life asks of us. Hopefully though, these little sequences aren't task related, but they do have all the ingredients of those tasks in life. So hopefully we can enjoy how these things feel. If the challenge is right, it's not too much, so we don't have concern. If we can move fluidly and slowly and with control, it should feel enjoyable. It should feel good. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. All right, let's have a stretch. Ready, steady. Let's start from top to bottom this time. And just before we go into the chest stretch, just take a couple of shoulder rolls, please. Couple of those. And then park up again on your strong lifted open position, whether that's in sit or whether it's in stand. And come slide back into that chest stretch position. And if you want to, you can just take the first one for a couple of seconds just to see how that feels. Slowly come out of it, have a release, and then go in again. And each time you go in, Hold it a little bit longer. So it should be comfortable to breathe, but you have got this big extension, this stretch position here. As and when you've had enough of that, and if it becomes uncomfortable in any particular area, you just slowly come out. And as you can see, this movement here, this stretch position is looking to open up, literally stretch the muscles across the front of the chest, because we spend perhaps a lot of time in curvy, bendy, slumped postures. So these stretches are very individual, so just see how they feel for you. Let's come into back of arm stretch here. Stand or sit. I'm going to come a bit closer so you can see. All of this on lengthen, optimum posture. Remember that the support is everything that's happening at lower limb and hips. Let's ease the elbow up. I don't want any balance concern here, so have a sit down, have a perch down, take the position to where it's comfortable for you. That's the hold. And then if you can, take up some support. Can you take a reach just for a few seconds, up, and then come down. If going up, if shoulders aren't happy with that particular movement, you can either reach to the front, or we can take a double arm lift there. We're just trying to get some lift, literally lift out the side. Same on the other arm. Here we go. Here's the seated. There. Head stays still. This is significant. Even as the arm comes up, we should see no change in the head or neck position. Then we can take an extra squeeze if the arm is happy up there. If not, we can squeeze to the front, or we can take a double here. Just the feeling of lift and extend out of the side, slowly in and out of these movements. Okay, moving down to legs, back of thigh. Only going to cover the seated option on this, but if you're happy and you know the stand option, of course, continue. You can do what you want. It's your movement snack. I'm just here to provide some options. Here we go. Put the leg into long position then. Here's the checks. Foot is released and relaxed. Might be more comfortable flat. The adjustments you will need to feel and make are going to come from foot position, knee bend, amount of, but you definitely want a bit of a bend in the knee. Here's probably the most critical. This position here at the hip. If you're feeling squashed and a bit slumped in the lower back, we want to lift and really shift that position, and that's a very definite shift of the pelvis. We did this a few weeks ago, I think. We literally go like this, as much length as we can from here and here, and then we take that position and ease until you start to feel the sensation of tension, stretch behind this leg. This flexibility in this muscle here is going to help improve the mobility around the hip, and all of the activities we need to do down at feet, toes, ankles. And you can have a feel, have a gauge at how this is progressing over time by just sliding the toes down. Slowly come out, have a release and go in again. And we're just looking to build up time in these stretch positions. Should be comfortable, don't force, don't bounce, move in and out slowly. Same on the other leg. Now, continue with the other leg. If lower limb isn't an option for you, my suggestion would be to repeat the upper side stretch, and if you're in a chair with arms, you can even lean the elbow on there, and you can start to add a little bend just to really increase the range down the side, if this back of thigh stretch isn't an option for you. One more check here. The foot's released and relaxed, the knee's a little bit bent. I've lifted. I take that straight back position and I hinge. I can take the weight of the spine here, my chest is lifted. And that's where I get the angle from. The angle comes from here on a straight back. I'm not really wanting to bend or curve the back. Okay, have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we're into calf stretch. Seated calf stretch is the long leg again. and just the toe coming back towards you, toes coming back, holding that position, release and go again, looking to build that 12 seconds on there, do a couple of repeats, same on the other leg. That's the seated option. It might feel difficult to feel that stretch depending on your ankle mobility. Just keep persevering unless you're steady and confident to try it in stand. In stand, take up lots of support. Don't want to challenge balance. That's not why we've stood up. We've stood up because the floor can offer us perhaps a better solution to get a more effective stretch. Have a look. It's the step back, feel for the floor, loads of other benefits of getting into this position, and the heel goes down. So now that the floor can support my foot, and I can literally just shift that angle, should feel the stretch in the back of the lower leg. If you can't feel it, chances are you need another progression, and your calf flexibility is probably on a good footing, pardon the pun. If I stand up a little bit taller in this position, I get an extra stretch here in the front of the hip. And if you wanted to, you could also put in the upper side stretch combo, but only if you're steady and confident in stand. Same on the other leg. Just while we're here, I did mention this last week, if you've really kind of come to the limit on that position and you're not feeling a stretch down in here in calf, that could suggest your calves are okay, they're as flexible as they need to be. Depends what it is you want them to do for you. Or you might want to try against a really fixed surface or a wall. You can put your toe up on a straight leg in a good pair of shoes and just feel the stretch there. It's a really individual thing. It really depends what it is you want to get from your stretches and how far we go with progressing those or just maintaining the flexibility we have. That brings us to a close. 30 minutes additional movement in the bag today, and over the course of a week we accumulate 3.5 hours of additional movement minutes. This is in addition to anything else you're doing. Keep zooming on all your other groups and sessions that you're doing. And you know, these structured exercise sessions that you might be doing online are a next step in our physical activity, strength, balance, flexibility and cardiovascular journey. All we're doing here is thinking about functional movement for everyday activities, and that influences everything you do. Sit less, move more, keep doing what you're doing. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock for mobility routine. Thank you folks, bye bye.